Hey up! Welcome along. How we doing? What's a cooking? Don't you just love it when you've been streaming for 10 minutes but YouTube stream doesn't start because you don't have the live streaming page open at the time you started streaming, and you have to stop the stream and restart it for it to connect even though it already receiving the data. Amazing streaming experience there, YouTube. Fantastic even. Also, the trick is to never click the end stream button so that it doesn't close down and generate new tickets or whatever it does, new RTPs, etc. that it seems to do in... I don't want to try. It will just be. Just find that 1 pixel border so I can just adjust screens for no reason. Oh, let's just get OBS going. Aha! There we are. Oh, and it's a brighter day, so we're now going to have to adjust the webcam. Turn all the way. That gain gone. Okay, there we go. That's more of a natural colour. Who knows? Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yesterday, we adjusted values. So now maybe we should make this available. Ooh! I remembered the ID code. 114. There we go. Maybe put the forward. And then as we're trying to maintain some level of compatibility. So this will have to be a version 14 now. Ten. What's going on there? So items, just items to SID, okay. So ship as it is. Vessel asset IDs. Oh, I was watching a video yesterday from Space Dock. Space Dock is what I was watching to get me idea of spaceships in general and considering sizes and whatnot, and I decided on Corvette because they were saying Corvette ships, like in Mass Effect and Star Wars, were considered hero ships. And that was done several years ago, and now they've just released the video about frigates, and everything they called a Corvette in that video years ago is now being called a frigate, and it's like, shit me boy, what the fuck, we're just changing the entire classification now? That's no good. And then Corvettes are meant to be not very useful. But hey, they keep saying ship terminology changes and whatnot, so yeah, we'll just stick with what I've got. Corvettes are our fast manoeuvrable hero ships that just seem to take on everything else, but has to do it like in a pack and not very effective alone. There we go, I've just solved it, just thought about it for that second. Fantastic. So that's the thing we're changing. Yeah, ow. Okay, that's fine. So updating and adding, but it would make sense if we actually vessels. Okay. Let's do that. There we go. There we go. Where are we with actual campaign data? $13 on that one. Hello. How am I doing? I just fine there, thank you. And how are you? Retail. 8. Alright, I can test it on that one, which is on 13. Straight to 14 now. Ooh. Currently I'm just doing some versioning stuff for an update that'll eventually happen to ensure that the players' campaign experience for those who have been currently playing it and new players remain consistent. So now, there you go, version update's complete. And yeah. So when we go in here and click refit fleet, yay, we can now add an extra ship in there. Yeah, whatever. So that works. Good. Sorts that out. Question now is, what should I work on next out of this long list of 14 cards? Maybe I need to think more about adding additional weapons and modules, support modules, to try and add some variety. Also, I guess with the gun control subsystem, turrets do not appear affected by the performance of this subsystem. Also consider renaming to fire control so that it will also affect launches. Specifically the reload. And locking on time. A turning clock. Yeah. Certainly is. But yeah, it's my own. It's the rod for my own back. It's an ongoing thing. At some point, I'll like, no, this is now feature complete, and all those up next will go back to gameplay for the next version, maybe, or yeah. Actually, I should. The last time I did this, I just inherited the card from my first game and just kept it all in there, so it got a bit of a mess. So as I've done with this, maybe then I'll just make a copy of that card and then consider everything I've got in there and what to include in the next version, and if stuff needs to go back into the wish list hole, where great ideas go to go forgotten for eternity, because it's so big. I bet I've got stuff in there which I've already done. But hey, when it comes to that point, at least it will be a spring clean sort of thing. But hey, at least I've got more done than that's currently remaining in all my other card sections. I'm just at one of those points of like, where is my efforts now best focused to be on? And I think my nagging thing is just like more content in regards to the modules and weapons, different weapon types being more useful with the variety of weapons providing. See, I've already got like a weapon which is useful against fighters because it's got a fast firing rate and short range though. And then we've got more intermediate weapons which are also still similarly well okay for fighters and probably gunships more over and lightly armoured craft, but not so much against the frigates you're currently going to go up against. And then we've got some heavier weapons like the blaster and then the auto cannon, which are more effective against larger, slower ships, but not against fast ships. So I'm thinking we need some sort of in-between of what we have with the auto gun, which is good against fighters, to having that sort of rapid firing and more DPS on regards to the auto cannon, which is good for large ships, but obviously a bit less because it'll be faster firing, so you can get more hits on it. But obviously the DPS will need to be lesser in regards, because otherwise, why would you want to use the auto cannon if it's got the same DPS? Because you can score more hits with the faster firing version in my mind, which may be a rotary auto cannon. What's the difference between auto gun and auto cannon? So faster firing than the auto cannon. Faster firing, what is it? So RPS, rounds per second. There's ads. You got ads? Increased muzzle velocity. Auto cannon. Everything's going to be auto cannon, isn't it? Adding mobility to your player. New Unreal features will make it a bit useless. Yeah, well, refactoring is the name of the game, playtesting. Hopefully, whatever new features the Unreal Engine add shouldn't affect it too much. But in reality, shit like that happens. So, for example, the new ship that I've added, which is a Corvette Interceptor, it's not symmetrical like all the other ships that I added. So it's a bit weirder looking, and therefore when Unity tries to calculate its centre of mass, it seems to calculate it to somewhere around that point there. So then, that's the centre of mass it thinks it should be. So now when I try and roll it, it will roll, but then it will also pitch up for a little bit as it rolls, and then when you stop rolling it'll pitch back down a bit, but not in the exact same amount as it pitched up. And that was like, what the heck is going on there? And it took me a while to realise it was all to do with the centre of mass, because also the way I was calculating the thrusters wasn't right reflectively in what it should be. So like I was getting two thrusters which were opposite to each other, effectively firing off to give the illusion it's rotating in a direction, and that just looked so odd. Anyway, I had to faff around and create my own, find my own centre of mass. Thankfully I only had to faff around with one axis to try and figure that out. And now it works as it should. But as I was playing around with it, it got to the point where you could yaw. Is that yaw? Yeah, that's pitch. That's yaw. So you can yaw left and right. And then if you've reached a certain velocity as you're yawing, you could not then roll. It's like, how odd. Why will it not roll when it's rotating at a set speed? I almost left that as being in a quirk for the specific ship and like a design flaw. So like, and then I found the perfect value and it works. How you would expect every other game shipped in the game to work. So yeah. But yeah, it's frustrating moments like that, and especially when they went and changed how all this works up here, and then you've now got to, so before you would have a little tab like that, it'll give you stats like telling you what the tensor rotation values are. Now I have to go into physics debugger and then get the inertia tensors from in here now, which is a slightly annoying change because I had to figure out how to do that. And yeah, just changing versions. So the most annoying and most niggling issue I've got with this version of Unity is the mouse wheel scroll. So I'm trying to scroll now with this, and it's not scrolling even though it's scrollable. And it's like, this is specific to this feature of Unity. So now I'll just tab out of there and click on something outside of Unity, come back, and oh, the mouse scroll wheel now works. And it's also not specific to the editor, but it's specific to the player build as well. So if players in the game want to use the mouse wheel to scroll, because it will work anyway, it just doesn't scroll with the UI You have to alt tab out and go back in. And after about 2 months, none of the patch notes make any reference to fixing that. So they probably don't even know it exists. So then I'll have to create a repo project, the most basics, and fingers crossed that the repo project will be broken, because there's been times where I've done a repo project and it's like, oh, it works. And then you literally have to like freaking nuke pretty much everything in Unity and re-import it all and spend hours trying to get everything so it's been a fresh new imported in project sort of thing. I'm sure you'll have those things in Unity. Every game engine has its issues, quirks, and developers who don't test features. Let's see, so faster firing than the autocannon. To autocannon. Yeah, I think my consideration, what's the difference between an auto gun and autocannon, is it's on some model I bought on the asset store, which will also be in here, the Unity store as well, I believe. CG Pitbull is the modeler. He's got lots of nice, oh, I can't even preview there. Lots of nice ship models that I've bought, that I've got more money than sense or ability to even use all these ships that he's made. So see, new mechanic now can overheat. And then but that's not really how I'm explaining it. So autogun is suited for small craft, like fighters and gunships. Autocannon are suited for frigates. Bigger. So we're getting distinct differences that no weapon is the same. So it would also be turning rates, tracking speed of turrets will be affected as well, which is planned to be a thing for like the size of turrets. It's like you've got extra small, medium, large size turrets. As you increase in size, then the turret's going to be slower to rotate, so they're more useful against slower moving objects rather than just being better DPS and just being as effective as other types. So we're using a heat mechanic this time because, well, primary weapons don't have ammo restrictions. Or it could be well, we've got one or two ways. It can be heat mechanic, or it could have a magazine size that it expends through and then has to reload. Given that there is no heat mechanics in the game at all, it's stupid just to have one weapon that introduces that. There you go, a downside. So you can't just reload it, it has to be expended before reloading. Well, then what's the point of that? If people then just fire off their rounds until finished, well, maybe when we have statistics in there, like percentage hits, miss, and whatnot, it might matter to some people. Just have to see how it goes. Forgot I've been working on that. Doesn't it expand left or right? So in order to combat an issue of not having enough controls on like an Xbox controller, I started working on a quick actions, which effectively just pauses the game, and then the player gets to go through a list of options. No wingman for you to do that on. Not letting some of the functions work in real time anyway, as they need to. So that's the start of an implementation of that. And then that'll free up more controls on the control stick, and then they can use that. So then I'll be able to get my full controller support tag on the store page. Whether or not that'll make a difference for set wise, can't say, because my last game could actually have had that tag if I didn't include the level editor in the way I included it, which was in game, because you couldn't use the level editor without the controller. You needed mouse and keyboard for it. So if I was to include a level editor, then I'll probably include it as its own what? I'm thinking like sticking it on command line argument. Would that get away around Valve's restrictions? Because it's not really considered part of the game, so it can still be included as the game, but it's separate and it's more like a mod tool, and you have to put a command line argument, and then it only opens and accesses the level editor, even though it's the same executable. That's a thought. Is it Pi Day? It is Pi Day. Happy Pi Day. Happy 3.14 blah 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 blah. Just order this. Yeah, the one thing I'm not currently keen on with primary weapons is literally how they are. All you do is just hold down and the mouse button in effect pretty much when you've got the target lined up, and given how slow they are. And it's like, well, do I just make them like turrets now where they can just auto fire on the target, and all the player has to do is worry about is using secondary weapons and using auto targeting doggers for firing for the guns, since the guns have gimbals and track the target themselves. Might just have to be a toggleable feature. Let them decide whether or not they want it on or not. Yeah. that can go right at the bottom. That was just an idea of having an X52 joystick, and like on the slide, on the throttle, there's been like a slider or turny wheel. It's like, well, currently the gimbal and the guns maintain the width and height of where they're projecting from to where they're projecting to on the target. Maybe we'll just have an option where we can adjust that rather than manually adjusting the offset. So you could have it the full offset of the guns translated from the shooter to the target, and then bring it down so it'll be a pinpoint in the middle against the target, which might be more interesting. Maybe. Like, how much between automated and manual control do we want? Oh, and then we've got, oh, what is it? Oof. So that's sort of done. Or is it? I need to think about what we're adding on it. So we got targeting for mains, targeting, sub-targeting. And comms. But comms isn't really quite fully implemented, is it? Because you can't issue orders to individual wingmen. There we go then. Da, 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 da. You have a fantastic day, turning cog. Hope it goes well for you. I need all the sleep I can get in a day. So might as well put that back over here somewhere. These are attempts to make fighters more interesting, but it depends whether fighters will continue to be an enemy the further we go in the. It's all really going to be tied down to the carrier at this point. So that's low-hanging fruit. That is possibly low-hanging fruit, but an annoyance all the same. It's a fairly simple one to do. Become a bit more useful. And that one maybe. Question is, so we've only got, oh no, we've got more than that, haven't we? We've got more than those 4, we just added some and never even included it, did we? I suppose. So as we're about to start, I need a quick break, so I shall be right back. Then we can have a think about what the modules we actually got and which ones would actually be interesting mechanics to include. And whether or not we just should stick an energy mechanic in there as well. In the original game. Let's have a look then. Modules. Subsystems, no. System modifiers. So what do we have? This is a whole thing that's going to require a refactor on subsystem modules or system modifiers. Anyway, yeah. Because once again, it would probably make sense to have sizes. Size of slots for those things so they can have various stats in there. So let's go to our fancy database. Excuse me. How many would it affect? Do you even do that? Just column, thank you. Is this spreadsheet even the best way of representing this shit? Or would it be better just writing it on paper? Data validation. Drop down. Add another item. Armor. Direct. Damage. Resistance. Ugh. Armor, hit points. Ugh. Don't like what I'm doing. Irritating me. Passive module refactor. So first of all, passive module slots to have a size access small, medium, large, XL. Items can only fit in the same size. Ohio. Or an extra small could fit it in a large slot. For now, anyway. It would make sense the larger we go that you need to get more of a benefit out of the system. Or shall we say, no, it can only be the same size, in which case that might be a bit better. And then what? So we're giving it a size. Really, it's just adding more abilities of things. Need to try and break it down. So we need to determine whether it'll do a percentage or is it just a flat value that it will give. Ugh. Ooh, like this one. So explosive, damage, resistance. Right, 10. Like that, and then right, so what? Why don't you just let me copy from here? So like we'd have that. I suppose I'd have to start with extra small. We could do with small. How high do we want the module protections to go? Could do 5, could do 3. Maybe just do 3 for now. Yeah, we'll just do 3. So then we need to consider like the difference between this and that. Can't you just easily just copy these? Why can't you just... default on there? And then where do we start? So then, like, what would be the fitting cost? And the prestige cost for such a thing? And because it's just a resistance, like, how would we even come up with an idea of what our values would be? Yeah. Bit of an odd one, that one. It would be based on what's the value worth of an explosion or explosive damage. See, explosive damage P. Is there a P in there? No, there's no P in there. Why is there no P in there? C3 B3 AD 80. So so we're doing it in like a damage per second rather than actual damage. That makes life hard. Q18. Well, for now, let's just do a flat rate. Bit of artificial increase by 1. I'll just do that. 10, 100, 15. 150. We've got explosive, we've got kinetic. Oh, what am I doing? Being a fool, that's what. Still the same bloody thing, really. You know? Sending what? Excuse me. Oof. Bleh. Is that how we're doing it? 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 75, 20, 25, 27.5, 30. Well, it's loose. Het is loose with this house. Now does kinetic supposed to have this the same? Probably. And then you can have one that can do both. At maybe a 25% reduction of costs. Moment. Well, given that we've now got those values, an idea of a start, should we have a go at incorporating it in? You know what, why not? I have to remember how I define things. which I think is this compatibilities for a slot. That was a good guess. What? Sorry, just getting distracted, not speaking. Very boring, I know. Okay, correct equipment, sort, so shit. What? Come on, stop being awkward. What? Hmm. Oh yeah, okay. More for me. So, all we did is really say, this is how many passive modules this thing has. We never actually defined anything beyond that. So where would it be defined? Yeah. Here. So we need to tell it what we need to tell it. Like, yeah, okay, so there's this many, therefore... And this is no longer going to be an int, but... a badly implemented thing. Actually, we don't even need to define it as that, do we? Oh, we don't. Let's think about this for a second, Daniel. And then you got there, we can say, well, yep. Like that. Zero references at 5, we'll keep it just to keep remember how many passive modules are in the other places. And then that means we can solve our issue here, which, yes, it's going to be now a fitting size. There we go. How's about that? Why am I doing that and then doing that? Can I not just take this? What's this group freaking thing? Don't know why I did that. It's very bizarre. Why is stick parenthesis when it's on the same line? What? Why would I keep a reference of that? You wouldn't. What is it doing with that? So this is the point where having notes and comments would be helpful. Because what the deuce? There's no idea what's going on there. Obviously, whatever this is doing, she's converted hills and oh, I don't even want to try and remember. It's a past me problem for now. So it becomes a future me problem. Oh, I'm so curious why. Never mind. Well, that compatibility check can go now because we've just moved it into the main loop. See. See if that does anything. Oh, it's not a good place in there, is it? Come out of there. Small, medium, or large. And it's just trying to throw all of them at us. Did it have a name in the game? Inu. Just empty. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. That'll be why. Anyway. Oh, now they actually fit. Though quite why they're all fitting in there now. Let's see what's happening, and we click on item slot. Search compatibilities, must be the something external. Drag. E. On select. On click. We come in here saying, well, I've clicked on a slot. Come to apply view filters with item slot compatibilities of 1 and 0. So we come to here. Passive modules. Oh, now we come to check compatibilities. Oh, something is null. Inventory item compatibilities. Right. That'll be why. Not to find it. Comes after the name. No description. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. Component. Modifier. Scriptural object. Dot. Picking sizes. Is it just the one, or is it more than one? And all right. Uh-huh. Ta-da! I don't sound confident, do I? But it's there now, so it has to work. Surely it has to work. We just have to set the value. which we hadn't, and then everything else is going to handle it because of polymorphism and inheritance and everything else of those fancy terms that you learnt in C#. Hey, oh, prosto. How are we doing? Dude, your game that you showed off after we raided that fella yesterday. Fucking sweet. I like it. It's like fucking great. I'm good. Live, so happy. Yeah, I didn't realise you were in Ukraine. Fucking hell. Keep following the news and seeing just what a fucking shit take is going on there. But I won't get into that because I'm sure you don't want to talk about that. Seriously, all the best for you. Yeah, seriously, your game, make a demo. That like repeating level, just make it a single level. And what that guy said, like a bit of tutorial in there and just fucking throw it out there. Stick it on itch or whatever, stick it on Steam if you can afford that £100 fee. And just stick it as either a demo. You can actually just put it as a demo. I mean, there is a beta testing feature it uses, so you could actually just get people to get it. Making it for fun would be free. Well, I'll just stick it on itch then. Stick it on itch and start telling everyone about your game. You know, you said your graphics are crap and all that, but it doesn't have to be like super AAA looking style of game. That theme, art style you've got fits well within what that game looks like. You know, there's nothing out of place in there. It fits really nice. It's like a low-res Minecraft game. And there's nothing wrong with that style. It looks great. All the animations you got in there, pretty cool. I liked how the enemies just flopped over and whatnot. So it's done from code. Janelle, man. Janelle. Amazing. Whole code, no modeling. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Procedurally generated, in effect, or programmatically generated. Which, wow, amazing. But seriously, get your game out there, start getting feedback on it, even though you're going to be selling it for nothing, giving it away for free. Get people playing it now and get feedback, and that feedback will help shape the direction of your game and identify things and that you didn't realise maybe it was a problem. Like misconceptions between player and developer. You know, you think players will understand a certain thing, but doesn't. But yeah, always lots to do. always lots to do. Yeah, you'll always find issues when other people start playing it, and that's why you want people to play it, to find those. But yes, cards, many cards, more cards, more cards, more cards. Oh, lots of cards, more things to do. But hey, at least everything I've done is more than that. It's also scoping as well and reducing your scope. But yeah, my games project's going okay. Just making some changes to module systems which affect the performance of the ship in various ways, and I've decided that these will now have sizes. And now none of them actually show up, which I guess is right because none of them have a size fit. So we're just faffing around in Trello for a little bit, try and figure out, you know, using what I've already got there. We'll make these modules into fitting sizes, so you've got small, medium, large, and then just eyeballing percentages of you know, how much protection for explosive damage, how much that would effectively think it would cost between the fitting points and the prestige cost, and then just scaling it up to medium and large sizes. And now I'm just working on putting on that slot size in there. So when I come into here and try and find out where we put system modifiers, then I just select all these and it says nope, so we don't select that one. Then we can select that and say yeah, they're all small apart from maybe protection and projectile damage. Maybe we'll make you medium. And maybe we'll make you medium. Large. Large. Is that large? Is that medium? Okay, we've got different ones, so. You happy that people like your game? Yeah, that's it. Even if you find a few, that means there's more people out there who are going to like your game. Seriously, I was impressed when I saw it. Makes me wish I didn't take on huge freaking projects like I did it. So now click on large, different ones, small. There we go. And then if I put you in there, yeah, good. Yeah, engine optimizer, yeah. Done damage, there we go. So that's now working. Huge project's cool. Ugh. Not if you want to make money out of it. Not if you want to make a game and get it released and hopefully earn an income of sorts. Because, it's just time sink. It just gets to that point where you're just spending a long time on something with very little gain in return, so you've got to try and find those gains, if that makes sense. So finishing your project, that's a huge gain. It's like, you know, makes you feel great, like you've got your game out and you've released it. But it's going to take years to get there, so you've got to focus on the small stuff and take those little wins, those little stepping stones up there to keep you going. Yeah, the time consumption of it all. I really should have made really small games and released lots of tiny games, and maybe I would have been more successful that way to build up an audience. Because that's the other thing, is I was like working on a game and there's very little of an audience there. When I made my first game, there was no audience. So then now I've got the audience of that game, that's some of them will come over, and I'm trying to build up an audience on there, which I need to do more advertising. That's why I'm streaming, because that's one avenue of it. And then I just need to tweak my game more, basically, because Reddit's not very friendly in that regard. So the only avenue is just to keep tweeting, and I need to tweet regularly. In order to tweet regularly, I need to have a regular flow of content, and I'm shit at that. Just because I don't put it off, and I also think the content I've got is too similar to everything that I've uploaded previously. Whether or not that matters or not, who knows. Yeah, social interactions, that's something I need to get used to. Hence streaming, getting used to social interaction, talking on Twitch, talking to yourself when there's no one in chat, or there's just lurkers in chat, and trying to keep them entertained. Because there's nothing worse than me coming to a stream and watching someone just typing away on a keyboard and not say a word for half an hour. So just trying to fill the void by speaking. And then again, answering issues when they come up on Steam forums for my game. So like, an example is like someone came around and offered a suggestion like changing the mouse control, and after doing interaction, trying to figure out what he's trying to explain, because he wasn't explaining it really well, that I could understand and then go, yeah, I could do that, because I've been putting a lot of my own assumptions in there. Turned out the feature he was asking for didn't exist. No, actually, turns out he retracted the idea, went a different route, came out with a video for something else and differently, and now no longer engages with me after I asked him, like, this is different. Each time you post it is different. What issues are you having with the mouse controls, which you are trying to solve? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to provide a solution to a problem they have without explaining the problem they're having. So now I can only assume he realises he doesn't have a problem because they like the game. Who knows? Oh, they do have a problem, and I've just put them off because they've failed to explain it to me in the first few attempts, and now they've been put off with my interaction. Who knows? I do not know. So maybe learning to approach that differently next time. How to do it. Because sometimes I can just be blunt in asking questions, and whether or not that puts people off being blunt, possibly. But soft putting it around isn't really going to help. Especially if you don't understand what the problem is. Just hope you get people who are happy to try and fully explain and engage with you and try and make it a positive experience. So now that I have got these modifier slots working, well, talking to yourself is supposed to be a sign of intelligence. Do you not know that? So, hey, so it's a positive mental state. I don't know anyone who could just sit there and be quiet. I think that'd be worse mental state for someone. Just sit there and not even speak, to hear your own voice occasionally. Just to hear an outcome and see if that sounds reasonable or absolutely stupid. And I think that's where the sign of intelligence comes in, isn't it? Because you can have all these thoughts in your head and they seem really great, but as soon as you speak it out, then you think, well, actually, that just sounds absolutely stupid. Who knows? And now you can tell I'm speaking more. So I need to drink more water to keep my my throat lubricated. Sure it didn't. The last 4 years hasn't been healthy for sanity with COVID being there, let alone being involved in a war. Mind does various things to help you cope. I'm no expert on psychology and whatnot, but sometimes you've got to reflect on yourself and recognise what any issues you've got going on, and it wasn't so bad for you. We had lockdowns here in the UK. I worked all the way through it. And then my appendix burst, and that was serious. And then I got COVID, and then that developed into long COVID, and 2 years and 3 months later, I've still got long COVID, and it just seems to be getting worse and tiring me out more. Because when I first had it, I could notice that, I had a long recovery, and then I sort of got better, and I realised I couldn't do as much as I could do, but now I'm at the point where I'm doing even less. And I don't know whether that's the case, is I'm not pushing myself as much. But then it's trying to get that balance where you're managing and using so little energy. Because I can overdo it, but I can be recovering for weeks if I do that. I hope I get better too, fingers crossed. But it's been over 2 years now. And most people get better within a year to 18 months. So, hopefully, not much longer and I'll just be recovered again. Fingers crossed. Because it significantly limits like what I can do at work and then what I can do out of work. So when I was working, I'll go do my job and I'll come home and then I'll just go sleep for several hours. Or rest for several hours, have something to eat, pot around, watch a bit of TV because I don't have energy, and then I'll go to bed, get up, repeat the process. And I had very little energy to, do anything else like play video games even, or work on your own project. So, trying to stream a bit more regularly to get used to managing my energy and fatigue, because I've had issues with work where I've been off now and I've got a grievance in for work, trying to get support that I need and hasn't been happening. We're able to ride a bicycle for a month. I can walk for like maybe 10 minutes if I'm on a good day, and then I'll start feeling fatigued. I've got a friend, a work colleague, who's got it. He can walk to the shop 5 minutes, will be out of breath, but then he can sit on a rowing machine and row away, no problem at all. It's like, how bizarre. Your lungs are on fire. Not had that, I had just like shortness of breath, low energy, and then I got hit with brain fog about a year and a half ago. Didn't have any issue with brain fog before, and then it just hit me like a brick wall, wiped me out, couldn't concentrate on anything. And now when the fatigue comes on, then it just makes the brain fog worse now. And then just the whole carousel of revolving symptoms that come and go, and I've currently now got gastroenteritis issues and heartburn, which it can only be heartburn because I've got full of wind. And I've had heart scans and everything, and it's not a heart attack, even though it feels like I'm having a heart attack. Yeah, you can't even push yourself through it, can you? It's not like something where I just need to push myself and get into the second wind of it or whatever. It just doesn't happen. It sucks. Well and truly just sucks. Ooh, ads. I'm going to take this opportunity, make myself a brew. So, we are back. Have a leg stretch. I look tired, I'm very tired. I'm always tired these days. This is probably just reached early afternoon. Probably 1:30 here in the afternoon. And that's what I mean. I was like, so I've been streaming for 3 hours. I might be at a limit, so I'm just going to take some paracetamol and see how I feel. Because I don't want to be pushing it much more, and I'll probably, well, when I finish, I'll just go to bed and lie down for a few hours. And not doing much else for the rest of the day. And I'll wake up feeling like crap. Oh, I'll see if this cup of tea makes me feel any better as well. Might hurt me up for half an hour. Yeah, March 14th, Pi Day 3.14. Also, today, in what, 4.5 hours, just under. Next sale, is it the spring Steam sale? That'll be starting today. See what games are on offer. I need to buy some space games that have like ship modifications, or any games that sort of does that, where I can have a bit of a better way of seeing if I can improve this fitting screen. Because at the minute we're just rotating around our ship, and you can see weaponry taken and removed from it, which is not a good example because it's really small. So whether or not I get to do some mouse manipulation to zoom in, zoom out, manually rotate it. Because then the other thing is like, well, when we then come to look at a cruiser, then oh, this is interesting. It's actually the same size now anyway. How bizarre. What has gone on? That's the exact same size. Yeah, that's exactly what it's done. It's the exact same size. Fuck. It's working like it's not supposed to work. So that's like scaled correctly with each other, and then I think that destroyer is slightly bigger, and that cruiser's like a lot bigger than these three combined. But yeah, I need to adjust the scale of how it fits in, because currently it's a bit too small, isn't it? Can't really make them out. Especially that, and that, and that. Yeah, not even worth trying. I want to try and improve that fitting screen. Oh, now I am feeling a lot more tired. So much for that. I suppose we'll just leave it there then. Just a wave of tiredness coming over me. I think I'll go lie down for a bit. Stop thinking. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day, and let's go raid some animals. Let's go look at some ferrets. This is an animal sanctuary. It's called Snail's House. And they're looking to get like 100 ferrets in there to look after. Currently in process of moving, so that can happen. I think they've got about 20 odd ferrets at the minute, which is pretty much maximum capacity that can handle for, and just watching the stream is enough to help pay to support them doing what they're doing just off the ad revenue. So stick around, chill out, lurk in the ferret stream. Bye bye for now. Well, we're back tomorrow. Oh.